When you fall, silence is loud. When you rise, noise surrounds you. The truth: no one is your friend until success makes you visible. So stop waiting for support and start building yourself. Pause. Look around the audience, see. Because in this world, people don't believe in your dreams. They believe in results. When you decide to dream bigger than your surroundings, loneliness becomes your first companion. Not because the world hates you, but because it doesn't understand you. People are comfortable with what they can see, not what you can imagine. When your ideas stretch beyond their imagination, they pull away, they mock, they doubt, they whisper. Who does he think he is? But what they fail to realize is that every extraordinary journey begins in isolation. Great visions are born not in crowded rooms, but in moments of silence, when no one claps, no one cheers, and no one believes. That silence, that emptiness, becomes the place where clarity grows. In the beginning, your vision will feel like a burden. You will carry it when others don't even see it. You'll try to share your ideas, and people will look at you like you're speaking another language. They'll tell you to be realistic, stay safe, don't risk too much. But if you listen to them, you'll bury your own potential. Every visionary has faced this same wall, not made of stone, but of disbelief. It's built by people who gave up on their own dreams, so they want to stop yours before it flies. Don't let them, because if you seek approval before action, you'll wait your entire life. And by the time the world finally says yes, your moment will have passed. Loneliness tests your purpose. It's easy to say you want success when everyone supports you, but can you still believe in yourself when no one else does? That's the true test. When you're surrounded by silence, you'll discover whether your dream is a wish or a calling. Wishes fade when they face resistance. Callings grow louder. When no one stands beside you, the voice inside you must become stronger than the noise around you. That inner strength, that quiet belief, is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can't develop it in comfort. You can only find it when the room is empty, the road is long, and you are your only company. Think about nature for a moment. The seed buried underground looks dead to everyone who passes by. It's covered in darkness, crushed by soil, unseen, unheard. But deep inside, something powerful is happening. The seed is not dying, it's preparing. It's gathering strength to rise. The same happens with people. When life buries you under challenges, it's not punishing you, it's planting you. Loneliness is the soil where vision takes root. You cannot grow in the spotlight, you grow in silence. When the time is right, the world will see what you've been building in the dark. But only if you endure long enough to bloom. Most people quit during the lonely stage. They confuse isolation with failure. They assume that if no one supports them, they must be wrong. But the truth is, loneliness is not a sign you're lost. It's proof you're early. You're ahead of your time. Every idea that changes the world begins with one person who was misunderstood. They walked alone, fought alone, believed alone. But eventually, the world caught up to their vision. So when you feel unseen, don't shrink. Stand taller. When people walk away, keep walking forward. You are not meant to be understood yet. You are meant to prepare until understanding comes. And when it does come, when your vision finally breaks through the silence, those same people who doubted you will return. They'll say they always believed in you. They'll tell others they knew you'd make it, but you'll know the truth. You didn't make it because of them. You made it despite them. You made it because you learned to walk alone, because you turned loneliness into discipline, silence into focus, and pain into growth. That's the real power of vision, not how big it looks when it succeeds, but how strong it makes you when no one is watching. So embrace the loneliness. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Let it do. Because every step you take alone is a step toward independence, confidence, and unshakable belief. The world rewards those who dare to keep walking when the path is empty. And one day, when the noise finally comes, the applause, the recognition, the fame, you'll smile quietly, knowing the truth that few ever understand. The crowd didn't make you strong. The silence did. The world measures success by what it can see, not by what you feel, not by what you try, and not by how hard you've worked. People admire results, not efforts. They don't see your sleepless nights, your early mornings, your sacrifices, or your quiet battles with doubt. They see the outcome and say, "You're lucky." But luck is what the lazy call the sweat they never saw. The truth is, no one truly appreciates your struggle until it turns into success. It's not cruelty. It's human nature. We live in a world that celebrates trophies, not training. And that's why you must learn to clap for yourself when no one else does. When you're grinding in silence, no one notices. You'll post your dream, and people will scroll past it. You'll share your idea, and they'll smirk. You'll fail publicly once, and suddenly, everyone becomes an expert in your mistakes. But don't get bitter, get better. Because the same people who ignored your efforts will one day chase your results. Their opinions are temporary, but your results are permanent. Every no you hear now is just fuel for the yes that's coming. The applause will arrive, but only after you stop depending on it. The most successful people aren't those who need motivation every day. They're the ones who move forward without it. Think of your effort like the roots of a tree, invisible, buried deep, hidden from the world, but holding everything together. Without roots, the tree falls. Without effort, success collapses. But people don't photograph roots, they only photograph flowers. That's why you must work for the growth, not the glory. You're not here to impress the world, you're here to express your potential. When your focus shifts from, "Who's watching me?" to, "Who am I becoming?" everything changes. Suddenly, the silence stops feeling empty. It starts feeling sacred. It's where you build the strength that no applause can give you. There's a dangerous trap in wanting to be seen too soon. If people clap for you before you've built your foundation, their applause will distract you. You'll start performing for attention instead of working for progress. You'll begin chasing validation instead of mastery. That's how potential dies, not from failure, but from premature celebration. You must fall in love with the process, not the praise. The process is where character forms, where resilience grows, where confidence is born. When you value the process more than the outcome, success becomes inevitable, not accidental. And yes, it hurts when no one appreciates your effort. It hurts when you give everything and still feel invisible. But understand this effort is never wasted. Even when no one sees it, life does. The lessons you learn, the skills you build, the patience you develop, they're all preparing you for the moment the world finally turns its head. Every failure refines you. Every setback toughens you. Every unnoticed hour of work becomes the silent architecture of your future. When your moment comes, and it will come, people will see the finished product, not the long nights, the rejections, the doubts. But you'll know. You'll know what it costs to stand there. And that knowing, that inner pride, is worth more than applause. So stop expecting people to understand your effort. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're doing great. Stop needing validation to stay consistent. Work even when no one cares. Build even when no one's watching. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will say, "You've changed." And you'll smile, not out of arrogance, but out of peace. Because you didn't change, you evolved. You stopped explaining your effort to people who only understand results. And that's the day you become unstoppable. When you begin to dream differently, the first thing you lose is approval. People don't like what they can't understand, and they often reject what challenges their comfort. The moment you start chasing something greater, the world starts questioning your sanity. Why not stay where you are? Why not be satisfied? Why take such a risk? These voices sound like concern, but often they're fear disguised as advice. You must learn to separate those who care about your growth from those who fear your change. Because if you live for validation, you'll die the moment it disappears. A vision that depends on approval is not a dream. It's a decoration. It looks good to others but means nothing to you inside. Vision is personal. It's a whisper in your soul that only you can hear. That's why others don't get it. It wasn't given to them. It's not their job to understand it. It's your job to build it. Too many people waste precious years trying to convince others that their dream is possible. They spend energy explaining instead of executing. But the truth is simple. The more time you spend proving, the less time you spend progressing. The greatest proof is not your words, it's your results. Don't talk about what you'll do. Do it and let silence speak for you. Let your actions shout louder than your explanations ever could. Validation is seductive. It feels good to be praised. It feels comforting to be supported. But comfort kills vision. The path to anything remarkable will be lonely, uncertain, and often misunderstood. If you rely on people's approval to stay motivated, you'll stop every time someone disapproves. You'll rise and fall with their moods. You'll hand over your power to opinions that don't even belong in your story. Vision doesn't need a crowd. It needs consistency. It needs you to show up when no one's clapping. It needs you to believe when everything around you says, quit. Remember, visionaries don't follow trends, they create them. And you can't create something new if you're busy trying to be accepted by the old. You must understand that every big dream demands a period of misunderstanding. People won't get your plan because they can't see what you see. You'll talk about your future and they'll laugh. You'll make sacrifices they don't understand. Missing parties, skipping comfort, choosing discipline over distraction. And they'll call you boring or obsessed. But that's okay. The distance between you and them is called purpose. When your life starts moving by a vision instead of validation, you stop needing permission to be great. You no longer need people to believe in you. You believe enough for both of you. And that belief, pure and unshakable, becomes your greatest weapon. Think of it like this: validation is noise, but vision is direction. Noise is loud but meaningless. Direction is quiet but powerful. Many people chase noise, likes, compliments, recognition, and still feel empty inside. But those who chase vision may walk quietly, yet they move with purpose. Every small step counts because they know where they're headed. You can spend your whole life performing for approval, or you can build something that outlives applause. Which one lasts longer? The answer is obvious. The world forgets who was popular, but it never forgets who had purpose. And here's the truth: few are willing to accept. Not everyone will believe in you, and that's perfectly fine. Some will doubt you, some will envy you, some will even try to stop you. But none of that matters if you stay loyal to your vision. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to continue. Because the people who once questioned your choices will one day study your success. They'll quote your words, follow your path, and wonder how you did it. And you'll know it happened the moment you stopped asking for approval and started trusting your vision. Rejection hurts. It cuts into your pride, your confidence, and your belief in yourself. But here's the truth. Rejection isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your strength. Every no you hear, every door that closes, every opportunity that slips away is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and wiser. The pain you feel today will one day become the reason you succeed. Most people don't grow because they fear rejection more than they desire progress. They'd rather stay safe than risk being turned down. But comfort has never created greatness. The ones who rise are those who can stand tall even after being told, "You're not good enough." Rejection doesn't define your value. It reveals your endurance. It teaches you what kind of fighter you are. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well. But the real test begins when things fall apart. When people walk away, when plans collapse, when success feels distant. That's when most give up, but a few keep going. Those few understand something powerful. Rejection is just redirection. It's not a dead end, it's a detour to something better. Sometimes life blocks your path not to punish you, but to push you toward a road you were meant to take. Every rejection carries a hidden blessing, but only those with patience will ever find it. When people reject you, they're not always saying you can't. They're saying they can't see it. Their vision is limited by their experience. You might be ahead of your time, and that's why they can't understand your potential. Don't take their disbelief personally. The world laughed at airplanes before it flew in them. It doubted electricity before it lit the cities. Every idea, every dream that changed the world started as something someone rejected. If you stop because of their no, you'll never reach the yes waiting at the next door. Remember, rejection is not personal, it's perception. And perception changes with proof. The truth is, rejection strips away your illusions and exposes your real strength. When you lose what you thought you needed, you discover what you actually have: resilience. You learn how to stand without support, how to walk without guidance, and how to believe without validation. That's when power begins to grow inside you. Real confidence isn't built when people say, yes, you can. It's built when you whisper to yourself, I still will, after they've said no. Rejection turns your maybe into must. It shifts your energy from seeking acceptance to proving to yourself that you're capable. Once you've survived enough rejections, nothing intimidates you anymore because you've already faced what most people fear. Sometimes, rejection is the only thing that saves you. The opportunities you lost might have limited you. The people who left might have distracted you. The plans that failed might have protected you from smaller dreams. Life sees ahead, you don't. That's why what feels painful today often makes perfect sense tomorrow. You'll look back one day and say, I'm glad they said no. Because their no gave you space to build your own. It forced you to depend on yourself, to dig deeper, to find your worth within, not from others. That's how every great story is written. Not in moments of applause, but in moments of rejection, where strength was born quietly, invisibly, and powerfully. So the next time someone rejects you, don't beg for another chance. Don't question your worth. Smile and say, thank you, because that rejection just saved you from becoming average. It just trained your focus. It just built your emotional armor. You are not fragile. You are being forged. Every no is shaping your next version. Stronger, wiser, hungrier. Rejection is not your enemy, it's your gym. Every painful moment you survive adds another layer of strength to your character. And one day, when you finally succeed, you'll look at those who once rejected you, and instead of anger, you'll feel gratitude. Because without them, you would never have become this strong. Success is strange. It changes everything. Not just your life, but the way people treat you, speak to you, and see you. Before success, you're invisible. After success, you're irresistible. Before success, you can shout your ideas and no one listens. After success, you can whisper and everyone nods. The difference isn't your worth, it's your results. People are drawn to light, not to the effort it took to create it. They weren't there when you struggled in silence. But the moment you shine, they'll come running with smiles, handshakes, and words of admiration. Don't mistake their sudden warmth for friendship. Many people love your success, not you. They love what they can gain from being close to you. The crowd around you will always mirror your results. When you're struggling, they vanish. When you're winning, they return with congratulations, with flattery, with fake loyalty. But if you're not careful, that attention can poison you. It can make you forget the hunger that built you. It can make you rely on applause instead of purpose. Remember, the same people who cheer for you today can turn their backs tomorrow. Success doesn't make people loyal, it only makes them visible. It shows who truly believed in you from the start and who's only here for the spotlight. The crowd changes, but your foundation must not. You must know who you are when no one's clapping, because that's who you'll return to when the noise fades. When you were struggling, your circle was small. Maybe only 1 or 2 people believed in you. That's because struggle reveals truth. In difficult times, you don't lose people. You discover who they really are. Those who stayed when you had nothing are the ones who deserve to stand beside you when you have everything. Success can bring comfort, but it can also bring confusion. You'll have to learn to see through smiles, to listen beyond compliments, and to trust your instincts more than your followers. Not everyone who praises you is proud of you. Some are quietly waiting for you to fall. It's not cynicism, it's reality. You must protect your peace as fiercely as you protect your goals. The biggest danger of success is forgetting who you were before it arrived. The late nights, the rejections, the self-doubt, that's what shaped your discipline. When you start getting attention, it's easy to become addicted to approval. You start saying yes to everyone, trying to please everyone, afraid of losing your position. But the truth is, the moment you live for the crowd, you stop living for your purpose. Never trade your authenticity for popularity. The same authenticity that brought you success is what will sustain it. Stay humble enough to remember your beginnings and wise enough to know not everyone clapping for you wants you to keep winning. You'll notice something interesting. Once you succeed, people begin rewriting history. Those who doubted you will say they always believed in you. Those who ignored you will claim they helped you. Those who never supported you will suddenly want to be associated with you. Let them talk. You don't need to expose them. Your journey already did. Every time you rise, you'll outgrow certain people, not because you changed, but because they refused to. Success will naturally separate you from those who were never meant to walk your full path. Don't chase them back. Don't shrink yourself to fit their comfort. Not everyone deserves access to the version of you that success has created. The real power lies in staying grounded while the crowd shifts. Let them come, let them go, but never let them control you. You don't owe your success to anyone's validation. True peace comes when you stop chasing approval and start protecting your purpose. When you know who you are, the changing crowd doesn't scare you anymore. You understand that people's loyalty often ends where their benefit ends, and that's okay. Because the goal was never to be liked by everyone. The goal was to build something that lasts even when everyone leaves. So keep your circle small, your vision clear, and your humility intact. Success may change the crowd, but it should never change you. Loneliness isn't just being without people. It's being without understanding. You can be surrounded by 100 faces and still feel unseen. You can laugh with others yet feel empty inside. That emptiness is a signal, not a sentence. It's telling you something powerful. You've depended too long on others to make you feel whole. The moment you start expecting others to fill your void, you give them the power to control your peace. And that's where real growth begins. When you stop begging for love, validation, or support and start giving it to yourself. Being your own friend doesn't mean isolation. It means independence. It's learning to stand with yourself when the world stands against you. The hardest truth you'll ever accept is that no one will fully understand your heart like you do. People might listen to your story, but they'll never truly feel your scars. They can offer comfort, but they can't heal you. Only you can. That's why being your own friend matters. It's about creating a relationship with yourself that's honest, forgiving, and strong. You learn to stop speaking to yourself like an enemy. You stop criticizing every mistake and start acknowledging every effort. When you're your own friend, you don't need perfection to feel proud. You find peace in progress. You learn to say, I'm doing my best, and actually mean it. In a world that constantly tells you you're not enough, not successful enough, not beautiful enough, not popular enough, self-friendship becomes your shield. It protects you from the noise. When you're connected to yourself, external opinions lose their power. Someone can reject you, and it stings, but it doesn't destroy you. Someone can doubt you, and it motivates, but it doesn't define you. Because your worth isn't negotiable anymore. It's decided by you. You stop chasing approval because you've already found acceptance within. And that shift, that inner calm, is what makes you unstoppable. You no longer live for applause, you live with purpose. Being your own friend also means being patient with yourself. Growth isn't linear. You'll fall, you'll fail, you'll doubt. But instead of tearing yourself apart for every mistake, you start guiding yourself through them. You talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love. You say, it's okay. Instead of, you're useless. You say, let's try again. Instead of, I can't do this. You replace punishment with patience and criticism with compassion. That's when healing begins. The world outside might still be chaotic, but inside you've created peace. And that inner peace becomes your strength. Quiet, solid, unshakable. You'll notice something miraculous when you finally become your own friend. You stop feeling desperate for connection. You stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop trying to fix those who only drain you. Instead, you attract what you already are: respect, love, and balance. When you treat yourself with kindness, you teach others how to treat you. You no longer settle for half love or fake loyalty. You walk away easily from what doesn't align, not because you're arrogant, but because you're complete. You don't need rescuing. You've rescued yourself. You've built a home inside your own soul. And one day, when you look back at everything you've been through, the loneliness, the heartbreak, the rejection, the nights you cried in silence, you'll realize something profound. You were never truly alone. The strongest version of you was being built in those moments. You are learning to trust your own voice, to rely on your own strength, to love your own company. That's what it means to be your own friend, to become the person you once needed. And when that happens, you no longer chase people to stay. You welcome those who align and let go of those who don't. Because the person you've become is already whole. And that's a power no one can ever take away. So after everything, the loneliness, the rejection, the silence, the doubt, what do you learn? You learn that no one is your friend in the beginning. Not because people are cruel, but because your vision is yours alone. The world doesn't believe in you until you give it a reason to. It doesn't clap for effort. It waits for results. It doesn't understand your journey. It only celebrates your destination. And that's why you must become your own friend before anyone else ever will. Every no that broke you, every moment of isolation that tested you, every fake smile that fooled you, they all shaped you. They didn't destroy you, they trained you. They forced you to depend on your own strength, to listen to your own voice, and to trust your own purpose. You stopped waiting for support, and you became your own support. You stopped begging for belief, and you became your own believer. That's where real confidence is born, not from applause, but from self-respect. The truth is, life won't always be kind. People won't always be loyal. Friends will fade, promises will break, and moments will test your heart. But when you've built a friendship with yourself, when you've learned to love your own company, nothing can shake you anymore. You'll stop chasing approval because you'll already have peace. You'll stop fearing loneliness because you'll already have purpose. You'll stop seeking validation because you'll already know your value. So don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be scared when no one believes in you. That's how every great journey begins, in silence, in doubt, in solitude. Because the moment you stop needing friends to feel strong, you become unstoppable. The moment you stop depending on people to see your worth, you become priceless. And when you finally rise, when your vision becomes visible and your results become undeniable, people will call you lucky. They'll say you changed. But you'll know the truth. You didn't change. You just became everything you were meant to be. No one is your friend until you become your own. And when you do, you'll never walk alone again.